Hello and welcome back to SML Total Access. I'm Primetime Triple Zero, and joined with me today is Dmues. That's right, no Matt and no Dan. It's playoff edition with Dom. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? Big shoes to fill today. Hope everyone had a good holiday and ready to get this rolling.
Yeah, just to give you guys a little bit of a background, Matt is sick. I respect Matt and I feel bad for him being sick. And Dan just kind of stood us up literally 7 minutes late, 10 minutes late. He's like, hey, I'm not going to be on today. So that's how that happened.
He
Uh,
joined, he heard my voice, and he was like, "I'm not doing this." So that's what happened.
yeah, so that's Dan for you. What a guy. Class act. So moving on. First down. Who's more likely to get an upset in the playoffs in your mind, Dom? Field or Grams?
Yeah, over this recent Thanksgiving holiday, I was able to get together with my good friend Aaron Rodgers, do some ayahuasca,
Yeah.
got a clear vision on the SML,
Okay.
saw how things were going to go, and it's not looking good for either of these
Oh,
teams in the
God.
first round of the playoffs this year. But I will say this: I think Field has a better chance now. I think he's going to face tougher competition or more proven competition, might be the better way to say that. So a lot of people may go with Grams. But if you look at it, I mean, Grams threw 11 more interceptions and touchdowns, and Field just has the biggest game changer in Madden. He has Lamar Jackson, and in these playoff games, it comes down to, I mean, every single play matters, every single decision matters, and it usually comes down to one or two plays. And Lamar Jackson's one of the few guys that is capable of things that no one else is capable of, and he could have 2 to 3 games that completely change the dynamic of the game. So again, the ayahuasca showed me it's not looking good for either of these teams in the first round. But if I have to go one, I'm going with Lamar Jackson with a couple game-breaking plays and Field possibly pulling off an upset.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It looks like Fields probably going to play against QB Stud, whereas Grams is lining up against Monty.
Yep.
On paper, you're thinking Grams might have the lesser competition, but Grams has turned the ball over more on less pass attempts. 29 picks with Dak Prescott, and whereas Fields got 26 picks, but he's again thrown more passes. Um, so I'm gonna have to say Field has the best shot. Call me biased, maybe, but at the end of the day, Field has, as of late, been playing better football, and he really, I mean, looking at his schedule, he lost to Faz, and that game was somewhat close for a while. He lost against Pauly by 3 points, but before that, he was on a three, four, five, like a 6 game win streak, and then he ended the season on a win. So Fields really he's playing his best ball right now, and I think he's got the best shot, but he's gonna have to play smart, and he cannot turn the ball over at all against QB Stud. Um, moving on.
Yeah, both
Oh, go on.
both guys have small margins for error, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree. Second down here. Which NFC team? And you're an NFC guy, right? You're the Saints. Which guy outside of Dan or QP has the best shot of winning the conference? Or is it just those two guys and nobody else really has a shot?
I think it's fair to say it's just those two guys. I think they're the favorites. I think that's clear, but there are plenty of guys playing some good football right now. But I'm going to take the low hanging fruit here. I'm going to go with Doink and the Washington
Wow.
Commanders. Winning 14 games, not an easy thing to do in the SML. Every game's a grind. Everyone in our league is an above average player. It's not easy. Not anyone can just walk in and pick up 14 wins. His numbers aren't super impressive. He's top 10 in both scoring offense and defense, but the yards numbers are less than what you'd expect from a team with that good of a record. But his touchdown interception ratio is good with Sam Howell, who he's continuing to develop well. He's effective on the ground with Antonio Gibson. He had 22 touchdowns this year, but it's all about the defense. It's all about the defense.
Yes.
Jamin Davis, the X Factor linebacker that he's developed, stud user, 12 INTs this year. The acquisition of Tyrann Mathieu to go with this already stout front seven really did big things for a secondary. All of a sudden, you go from the secondary of this team kind of being a weakness to now you have Kendall Fuller and Tyrann Mathieu back there, who would be strengths on any team. And it's difficult if your front seven's getting that pass rush with guys like Jonathan Allen, guys like Montez Sweat, guys like Chase Young, and then all of a sudden you force someone into a quick throw or a quick decision. They have to panic and read the field faster than they want to, and Tyrann Mathieu right there to clean it up. So that's a dangerous formula for anyone. This team's more than capable on paper of stacking up with any roster in the league and beating any roster in the league. So I'm going to go with Doink. I think the 14 wins mean something, and I think his roster is ready. We'll see if he is.
Wow, that's an interesting one. I know there's been a lot of smack talk about Doink in the past and his kind of playoff shortcomings. So your belief in Doink is interesting. Call me crazy. I think Monty has a shot at this thing. He's won 10 of his last 12 games. He's beaten the Colts this year. He's beaten teams like the Buccaneers once, Clinky, who's just a solid player. He's beat Dump. He's beaten some solid. He's beat Gutta. He's beat some NU. He's beat some guys who are tough players. Now, I'm not saying this guy's the favorite, but if there's one guy that can pull it out, Monty's playing his best football. Top 5 scoring defense, top 10 scoring offense. Really, really solid all across the board. Monty's got a shot at this game, and he's focused and more dialed in for the playoffs than I've ever seen him. He's doing calculations. Watch out for Monty is all I've got to say. This kid could really shock the world, I think.
Yeah, I'm talking about ayahuasca giving me clarity. I think Monty, the near fatherhood experience that he went to, really cleared his mind and focused him on his team and taking advantage of his window now.
Yeah. He's a changed man now for sure. Speaking of the NFC and third down, Gutta has been kind of this darling. You know, he's QP's brother, and he's always lived in QP's shadow, so to speak. But now there's a lot of people on the Gutta hype train. He's got Malik Willis. He's kind of flashy. He's winning some games. Is Gutta legit, or is he just kind of like a feel-good story and he's not? There's no substance to Gutta.
Substance. You don't, like I was saying last question, the SML is very competitive. Every game's a grind, and he's gotten through the entire season here, and he has the number 1 ranked defense in the SML.
Wow.
In points allowed per game. That's not easy to do. That doesn't happen by accident. You have to be doing some things right. He has some talent on that side of the ball, but it's all kind of older. A lot of guys would have struggled with this Vikings team, I think, and he came in and got them to their full potential. Really, I mean, it's not a flashy roster. They fell in pretty far in the draft. Like I said, it's aging. It's not the fastest. You don't have a lot of speed really anywhere. And yet he came in and he has the number 1 defense right now. And his offense doesn't do anything flashy, but he has enough on it to break a game. I was talking about Lamar Jackson, but one of those guys that can just make a couple plays that no one else can make, Delvin Cook. He's a 99 overall running back. You can always turn around and hand him the ball, and he could do something with it. Malik Willis can still be erratic, but he's been able to limit those mistakes more than NYT was able to in year 1. And he's got 92 speed. That's a game changer. He can get out of trouble if he needs to. You can call some designed runs, things guys don't see throughout the course of a regular season. You still have Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen outside. So there's enough here, and I think Gutta has shown enough to show that he's for real. I don't think that number 1 defense is an accident, and I think he has enough on offense. So I'm not picking him to come out of the NFC, but that's not really a slight on him. I think he'll be right here in the mix for the most of the cycle.
Yeah, I think there's substance to it, but my biggest concern is, he had that win over Clinky, and it was a great game. It was in the playoffs last year, just to come back win with a quarterback that nobody even knew, and then he played QP really close the game after that. I think he's going to play QP again, and that's going to be a tough matchup for Gutta. I'm not going to call him a one-hit wonder if he loses, but what I will say is this game has a chance to put him on the map. Like he's kind of already on the map, but he's not like, he doesn't have a big star by his name. But I think this game could potentially be the Gutta has arrived and possibly taken the torch from QP, because Q lost the Super Bowl to Matt. He's lost a bunch of Super Bowls in a row, to tell you the truth. It's almost like he's on his downslide now, and Gutta could become the guy that, he could become the better brother. And I know that in the past they've had their sibling rivalries. I don't know. This could be the game. This could be the passing of the torch game, and I think there's substance to it. But to fully arrive, he's got to get a win.
I'm I'm not passing any torches. I've been playing with these guys since Madden 16 or whatever. I'm not passing this torch, no matter the outcome of this game. But I agree with what you said about this is the Good has arrived game. He can put himself on the map and be a prominent figure if he can get this win, and that'll be true next year too. So I don't know. He's got to get past Dan or QP, right? Every NFC team's kind of dealing with that, and it
Yeah.
starts here.
So looking at fourth down now, which playoff matchup are you looking forward to the most? And in the AFC, just to give you a quick debriefing, Faz has got the bye week. We've got the Colts and we've got the Bengals. We've got the Jets and Chargers playoff rematch, and then we have Field against QB Stud. Which playoff matchup are you looking forward to in the AFC?
Yeah, my answer to this question was Jets Chargers.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Two former Lombardi winners, Matt trying to defend his championship. He completely changed the dynamic of his team. Controversial decision, but he did it. He's a passing team now. He got in the playoffs, and he's shown the ability to win these playoff games. He proved it last year. He got through four former Lombardi winners en route to his first Lombardi. So I think that's a really good first round matchup, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. There's some drama in that game. You know, Bomber, he's 13 or he's going to be 13-4, but I don't think it's not like he's a super confident 13-4 like like some other guys might be. And looking at Matt, he's 9-8. I mean, he's a game above 500 and he's not playing his best ball and he's sick. And he's just in a funk right now. So both guys aren't playing their best, but with a win, that could change everything, in my opinion. That's going to be a good matchup. And they had a super low scoring playoff matchup where I think Bomber, did he get shut out last time?
I think it was like 9-3 or 6-3.
Okay.
I think it was all field goals.
Yeah.
I don't remember though. Yeah, you might be right. I don't know.
It was, Matt scored just a few field goals. I don't know if Bomber got shut out or scored a field goal, but it wasn't pretty. Looking at the NFC, we're going to assume Dan's going to clinch number one seed. So it'll be Doink against Pauly, probably. Grams against Monty. And then, of course, the Bro Bowl and Gutta versus QP. What are you looking forward to there?
Got a QP. I think that one, for me, is pretty easy. I'm looking forward to that. Should have probably beat QP last year. I think there was some Andy Reid clock management there at the end of the game. But, two brothers facing off, both playing good football. Both probably have their eyes set on Sabardi. I'm sure Gutta is not going in this game thinking I have no chance. I think he thinks he has a chance against anyone. So it doesn't get any better than that. You can't write that. You know, right after Thanksgiving, family rivalry. Ooh, go.
Yeah, that's. I'm looking at that game and I kind of hyped it up, but just for fun, I'm gonna pick another one, and that's Pauly against Doink. These guys are both, I think, evenly matched players. Doink's got the team advantage, but Pauly, I know, has beaten Doink last season in a very close game. I think that's going to be a fun game, and both guys are going to be prepared for it. But, man, Doink's having a heck of a season, man. He is just playing really well. That's just going to be a fun game. And what a turnaround for Pauly. I mean, after just a bad season last year, just to have a chance to win a playoff game after such a bad season. What a turnaround.
Real crazy turnaround.
Yeah, there's gonna be some fun wild card matchups, and Matt's gone. He's off the show for this week, so I've come up with a prime five, and it's not the best five teams. In hype of the playoffs, I came up with a top five list. I kept myself off it because I wanted it to be legit, and I didn't want people to just laugh at it. 2-minute drive to win a Super Bowl. I listed 5 players out of everybody in the playoffs. I narrowed it down to 5, and I listed them in order of who I want to have the ball last to win a game in a Super Bowl. And this is my list. Number 5 is Bomber. Number 4, QB Stud. Number 3 is Dan. Number 2 is Faz. And number 1 is Gutta. No, I'm just kidding. It's QP. It's QP. What do you think?
I would have switched Faz and QP. Um, but I think that's my only real gripe on the list. I think Bomber QB stud is an interesting debate there at the bottom, but I'm not really mad either way. I'm trying to go through here. You changing it from best team to 2 minute drive to win a Super Bowl really changes things because a lot of these guys with the good records up top just don't have that experience. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I think you did a pretty good job. That I might switch, but I mean, if you're arguing between QP and Faz, I mean that's just
yeah.
you're picking at straws. That could go either way at any time.
QP is just a really dynamic passer this year. He's just I'm I think Gutta is the best defensive user I've played all cycle. I played him last season, and man, he was the best, just smartest user I played. And QP by far the best passer I played. But yeah, guys,
Yeah, hard to argue.
yeah, that's the SML Total Access playoff edition with Dom. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Stay tuned. We're advancing the playoffs tonight. I'm sure there might be some other shows to hype up the playoffs. Dom, I appreciate you coming on, and sorry that Dan stirred us up like that.
Only so much you could do. I know. Yeah, whatever. It was fun. Thanks for having me. Hope everyone enjoyed it.
Thanks, guys, for listening, and you guys have a great week. Good luck in the playoffs. Not good luck me. Hope you guys all lose. Thanks for watching.